Oops. I feel like I have to keep this here because we're talking about Throne of Glass today. Let me just grab a plushie. So today I even wrote a script. So if I keep looking at my MacBook a lot, that's why. Because I can't remember shit for the death of me. So I just finished reading Throne of Glass, and it's such a popular series that I wanted to share my opinion of it. I will talk a little about each book and then share my overall rating for like the series as a whole. I'm going a little bit off script sometimes, so that's why things sound a little weird. I sound a little weird, I don't know. And yes, this video will have spoilers, so if you want to experience the series without any spoilers, do not watch this video. So, Throne of Glass is a high fantasy series about chosen family, ancient magic, and fighting to save a broken world. I mean, y'all already knew that because I assume if you're watching this video that you have read the series. I remember starting these books, reading about Selena Thardothian, not knowing about Aelin Galathynius. I just knew she was a character in the book and didn't know they were the same person. So I was like, where's this Aelin girl? Or when is this Aelin coming? I even searched it up and still didn't understand a single thing. Like, how is that even possible to search it up and still be as confused? But it's okay, it made sense eventually. And before I start talking about each book, I'm just letting you know that I read The Assassin's Blade first. And I know that some mean that you're supposed to read it like third, I think, because Selena is supposed to be this mysterious assassin. But I'm glad that I read it first because it was like easier for me to understand everything. I also did the tandem read. I just found a guide on Pinterest, and I think that it made my reading experience better because there ain't no way able to pay any attention in Tower of Dawn because it's pretty boring compared to Empire of Storms. I probably would have DNF'd it even though I never DNF books. That is actually my goal for this year, being able to DNF books when I don't want to read them anymore. I'm just so curious what happens, but I guess I could watch like spoilers or summaries. Anyways, The Assassin's Blade. I finished this book when I had my first 24-hour readathon, and I love how the book is written. Like, there's multiple little tales. My favorite was The Assassin and the Desert. I think I also mentioned that in my readathon. I did struggle a little getting used to the third-person POV. I usually don't like reading in that kind of POV because it can be hard for me to keep up. I wish Sam could have lived a little longer, but I know that it probably wouldn't have made any sense for the rest of the story, because how the hell would she have ended up in... Oh my god, it's cats. In Endover. I did accidentally spoil Sam's death because I searched up his character on Pinterest because I was so sick of imagining him like Pira from Hunger Games. I don't know why, that is fine. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. I don't really remember why because I didn't write down so much about this book apparently. And then Throne of Glass. I also started this book during my 24-hour readathon. I didn't get that far because I'm a slow reader. But yeah, I love how badass Selena is in this book, and Dorian. I was kind of upset when she stopped pursuing him romantically because I just loved Dorian, especially in this book. I might also have imagined Dorian kind of like Rhysand from A Court of Mr. Fury. And from one of my Goodreads statuses, I even wrote, Selena and Dorian are so cute together, but I feel a little bad for Kale. I don't remember why I felt bad for Kale. I don't remember a thing anymore. And I love it when Selena and Princess Nehemia become friends. I think that was really sweet. And 80% into the book, I found the book harder and harder to put down because it was getting so exciting. I think I wrote that on like a Goodreads status too. This book got 4.5 stars because I was a bit bored in the start. And then Crown of Midnight, I think. Yeah, Crown of Midnight. From another Goodreads status, I wrote, accidentally spoiled the sickest death ever because I was checking how long the chapter was. I think I'm referring to Nehemia here. I was so sad about her death. She was such a good character. I wonder how different the rest of the series could have been if she didn't die. And in the end, when they fight this creature and Fleetfoot is there, my heart is in my throat because I'm just so sure that the dog will die. Or the puppy. Thankfully, Fleetfoot lived, which made me really happy. Because if Fleetfoot would have died, I would probably hate the book. Yeah. And in my end review from Fable, I wrote, whoa, I knew this was coming, but it still surprised me. I don't know what I'm referring to, but I ended up giving this one 5 stars. And then it was Arrow Fire. Now this is the book where Selena becomes Aileen. The characters work on their magic and this and that. Rowan and Aileen fall in love, but she leaves him behind when she returns for Adderland. I don't know how to pronounce these things because I'm Norwegian. Yeah, Dorian falls for Scorcha and a little later she gets beheaded. What? I felt so bad for Dorian, but it's okay because I do ship him more with Manon enemies. But poor man, or yeah, poor man. From my Fable end review, I don't know what to call this, I just call it end review. I wrote, wow, what an ending. Also getting harder to hang on because it's so many characters, so sometimes I forget who's oh my god, so sometimes I forget whose POV I'm reading. Like, that was my biggest like struggle to like keep up with all this. Okay, du kan ikke si det, det er stygt. All these POVs. I gave this 4.5 stars. And then Queen of Midnight. Oh, I love this one. I was already so invested, 9% into this book. This book started off so good. Dorian stuck with a demon, Aedion locked up and supposed to be executed, and of course Aileen has to come and save the day. In my Goodreads status I wrote, Kale is getting on my nerves, not gonna lie. And that was like 13% into the book. I think he was so annoying with all the whining and this and that. But someone who was not annoying me was Lysandra. Oh my god, loved her. Who killed Arabin, finally. It was so satisfying to read about. And I love that she just becomes a part of Aileen's court and that they bond and becomes friends. Also, ship her and Aedion. They are so cute together if you ask me. 40% into the book, I wrote on my Goodreads again, so confused with all the POVs at this point. And then Manon. Manon is such a badass. She's so cool. And she kind of saved Dorian's life because the others thought he was gone and that the demon had taken over. But not Manon. I love the ending, even though poor Kale became paralyzed. Like, yeah. I did not think that would happen. Or I didn't see that one coming. In my Fable end review, I wrote, this has to be my favorite so far. And I also gave it 5 stars. Surprise, surprise. I still think that it's my favorite. Yeah, and now the tandem. This is where I'm starting to rush finishing it. I'm so sick of the series and can only think about the next books I'm going to read, even though it's a good book. Yeah, but the ratings are getting a bit lower at this point because of it. Whoops. Now, this book was action after action, and it felt like something was always happening. Did I mention the book? I'm talking about Empire of Storms. And Elid and Lorcan are also so cute together. I feel like all of the couples are like very good together. 16% in, I wrote on my Goodreads, oh my god. I don't remember what happened. But something happened 16% into the book. On my fable and review, I wrote, now this book was exciting and what an ending. 4 stars. And then Tower of Dawn. This is like Kale's book, I think, where he heals his spine and he and Nesrine gather information and try to get the Kagans on their side or something. I don't really remember. I feel like this book was just information after information, which made the book so boring for me. I mean, there was some scenes that was more action filled and the book got better in the end, but it just took so long. 13% into the book, I wrote on my Goodreads, please tell me this book gets better because I'm fighting to get through this. Yeah, I was really debating DNFing for almost the whole book, to be honest. And from my fable and review, I wrote, the book starts out pretty slow compared to Empire of Storms, but gets more exciting eventually. And I also put, yay, finally done with the tandem. I was so happy when I finished the tandem. I mean, I liked reading them at the same time. It was just a little bit annoying changing books all the time because I ended up reading or listening to the audiobooks because I just didn't feel like reading. I was really getting in a reading slump because I was just so sick of reading Throne of Glass because I just wanted to read other books too. But I still think it's a good series, of course. I gave Tower of Dawn 3.5 stars. And then the last book, Kingdom of Ash. I can't say it without thinking of, like, it sounds like saying you in Norwegian, like Ash. So, poor Elin never gets to rest. The book starts with her being captured by Maeve, and there's so much going on in this book and so many POVs. But yeah, I love how the characters she meets earlier come back again in the newer books and how everyone shows up to help Elin. And at some point I really thought that either no one dies or everyone dies because I felt like everyone was just getting hurt and stuff and shit was happening. And then in my fable and review I wrote, finally done with this series. The book was so good and the ending satisfying, but it took me very long to get to it. So the series ends with a happy ending, which I guess is good considering how much they've all endured, gone through. So Alien's wishes of a better world finally came true in the end. And I gave this 4 stars. And then my overall rating, the whole series. The series is very long and there's a lot of chunky books. As a slow reader, I don't really like big books because they take forever for me to finish. I think I've mentioned that before too. Another thing, I hate third person, but I survived. And as I said when I was talking about Empire of Storms, that I was also kind of sick of reading when I got to the tandem because I just wanted to finish the series so I could be able to enjoy reading other books again. Hello. So my my camera, oh my god, I have red hair. Did you guys know what it is? Yeah, anyways, my camera died because it got overheated. So I'm gonna finish telling you about the series from my phone. I realized that I don't actually like high fantasy that much. Obviously, it depends on the books, but I just think it's harder for me to, or for my brain to keep up. And also I'm a sucker for some romance, obviously, which this series had, but not on the same level as Akutar. But I ain't complaining. I'm not complaining. Romance in this series was good too. Just not as good as Ektar. I feel like this series had a lot of mates, or that everyone ended up together, which was kind of annoying or like boring. I mean, it's cute, just the romance isn't that special then when everyone is like, I don't know, perfectly coupled up. And I liked all of the couples and they were all like perfect match, but it's just too much. It's boring. And now, wrapping it up, will I recommend Throne of Glass? Absolutely. It is a very good series, just not my favorite. I definitely liked Akutar more. But hey, that's what makes reading so special. Everyone is different and we all like different stuff. Now, what do I rate this series? I rate this series 4.25 stars, I think. Well, anyways, thank you so much for listening to me yap about Throne of Glass. Make sure to check out my book talk and other platforms. Link is in my bio, and I see you in my next video. Bye bye! Nei, gå bort Siri. Det ikke svaret på. Det noe annet jeg kan hjelpe deg med? Nei. I even searched it up. Hva heter det? Todd? Nei, de står der. Oh my god, what's its name? Tower of Dawn, ja, ikke sant? Because it's pretty boring compared to Empire of Dawn. Nei. Empire of Storms during my first... Nei, gå bort, Siri! Ha det. Jeg fant ikke Artie-Finish Blizzbook i Apple Music-biblioteket ditt. Du kan spørre om det. Spille av musikken. My favorite was the assassin. I think... Oh yeah, why did I write so much on this fucking script? I don't know where in the script I am. Is it named this and Door? Right. Yeah. And I love it when blah, blah, blah. And I love it when can I speak? Hard to please. Okay. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on with me lately. I keep doing all these weird things with my face. But thankfully Fleet. I felt so bad for Dora. I was already so what? I was in my Fable end review. I will sorry, there's a lot of birds. Oh, I just need to restart my camera because I am nearing half an hour and then my camera shuts off. And now it's the tandem, right? Yeah, my brain is not braining. There's a car. Brum, brum. I don't know why I'm trying to see how long I have recorded because I'm kind of blind. I need to wait small. Can't actually see my script. Oh my god, what did I do? Okay, we put it on. This is
I have
very
50%.
weird. I haven't recorded on my phone for so long. Vad är det så roligt? Is my phone flipping? No. Aha! Oh my god, I'm so smart. Wait, I want to show you guys my red hair. It's a peekaboo. Peekaboo! Wait. I also kept bangs. No, wait, I had bangs in my last vlog. Never mind. Wow, this is my new hair. It's red. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go now.